Joe Flores on Proposition 63.
Okay, this is my opinion on the California Proposition 63. So after reading more or less about the proposition and the different arguments, I think that overall and generally it is a good proposition or a good step towards better gun regulation. I like that there's going to be a requirement to pass a background check as well as a permit authorization. The thing that I'm not particularly fond of is the fact that it doesn't actually limit the amount of ammunition or the ability to purchase large capacity ammunition. I think that in creating a really good gun regulation, I think it requires that large capacity ammunition be either really actually be banned. That's my opinion on it. I think the other part that I'm not really fond of is the fact that it makes it a felony when guns are being stolen. To me, the thing that I think about the most is how it's going to affect those in the low socioeconomic strata. It just makes me think that it's gonna have a negative impact, and I understand where it's coming from and the intention. I just don't think it's a good way, or I think it might have unintended consequences for those that are in the low socioeconomic strata. So overall, though, I think I'm likely to vote yes on this proposition only because I'm a supporter of gun control.
J. Michael on Proposition 63.
I actually do not agree with Proposition 63. Reason being, I don't quite understand how stricter gun laws, rules, and regulations would help us be safer, considering we already have so many gun laws in place in California that obviously don't make much of a difference because we still have lots and lots of crimes that involve guns and weapons of that sort. I think maybe it would be a better idea to utilize these resources, maybe to enforce the laws that we already have rather than violating our Second Amendment right even more.
Andrea Garcia on Proposition 63.
Overall, I would say that I support Prop 63. I agree that measures should be in place for felons and criminals who are no longer able to own firearms to relinquish them. I also agree with the idea of requiring background checks in order to purchase ammunition. Speaking with current gun owners, they have expressed that purchasing ammunition is incredibly easy. By putting in place a permit system, it will be more difficult for people seeking to harm themselves or others to obtain the necessary ammunition. I was also surprised that there were no requirements for shop owners to report stolen ammunition. Overall, I would say that I support this proposition and that I would vote yes on it.
Carmen Quezada on Proposition 63.
I support Proposition 63 because I believe that it will help deter some of the gun violence that we face in our community today. This proposition will make access to ammunition a lot stricter, and it will ensure that individuals have a thorough background check and require them to obtain a 4-year permit for any future purchases of ammunition. It's actually very shocking to me that this proposition wasn't created in conjunction with past gun sale background check laws. And it is something that is definitely long overdue and shouldn't really be a problem to anyone who is a responsible gun owner.